Real Nerds is a proud partner of the Denver Podcast Network. In the shadow of the mountains,
we speak.
You're listening to Denver Orbit, featuring voices.
I'm going to give you an awkwardly long and uncomfortable list of reasons why you shouldn't shave outside.
Stories.
Now, he was very outspoken about the effects of war on himself.
And music from Colorado's creative community. Listen at denverorbit.com or on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, or most other podcast apps.
Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from The Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic Con 2018, and officially now a member of the media of Denver Comic Con 2018.
Yay!
We also have a table at Denver Comic Con.
Nope, a booth.
A booth at Denver Comic Con in the exhibitors area. So high traffic.
Moving on up.
It's actually the Real Heroes Pavilion, which I hope is in the exhibitors area. Seems like it is, but yeah.
It'll be great.
It'll be great either way.
If it isn't, we won't be there.
It would make sense that the Real Heroes Pavilion is right next to all the celebrity signings and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
we'll see.
We will see.
Have they sent us a schematic yet?
No, they've only sent the convention center schematic, so it's just a general. But I'm sure we'll get that a week before.
But yeah, we'll be good to go. Well, the good thing is too is since we have a booth, we'll actually be able to go in early and set it up and be relaxed and not have to worry about. Remember that 2 years ago when we did go in like a day early and it was really nice and we had everything set up.
Yeah, it was great.
But stay tuned for that. We also are on the line. I'm not sure exactly what panels we'll be doing, but we have been reached out to do specific panels about comics and film. I don't know what they are going to be, but you can, as soon as we know, I'll let everybody know on the podcast.
There will be Twitters and Instagrams about it.
Yeah, so
Snaps.
Expect our coverage to be very good this year.
Well.
Oh, it's good.
There will be some.
Hey, it's so good that when I was approved for the closed group for media credentialed people, I was like the third person on there.
Oh, nice.
So that's how much they're like, oh, these guys do a good job covering our
They
event.
appreciate us.
And this year we promise we'll only lose 1/8 of the interviews that we normally do.
Well, I still have them. I sent you the George's John T one. You still haven't posted it. I still have a bunch.
I know. I'm referring to other
Well,
years.
yeah. That was different.
Well,
Last year was sad.
I have a bunch of panels. I guess I can send those to you again. I don't know. I was going through my emails and I was going to delete a bunch. I'm like, oh, there's those.
Yeah, I'm letting my Van Damme interview breathe before I put the John T up there. Yeah.
Really good. Let it cultivate some mass.
Yeah, it's only been like 8 weeks, so
Yeah.
Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week we saw A Quiet Place. Stay tuned to the end of the episode where we'll tell you if you should see it, play the trailer, and then spoil the movie. And we also talk about movies we've been seeing, movie news, movies coming out on Blu-ray. And by the way, I'm Ryan.
Oh, hi, I'm James.
Brad.
Zach.
And we are the Real Nerds Podcast. You know, every time I listen to our new episode, I get more and more proud of the accomplishments we've done, because how many episodes, how many articles, how many interviews. We have created like our own like server probably for Stitcher. So
Yeah.
and apple.
It's a lot of shit.
It is.
We put a little bit of our soul in every one,
We have.
which is why we're all soulless.
I know I am. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was driving here today, and because I was on time today, I was coming
Yeah.
up Arapahoe, and I thought I saw Brad because there's a gray Jeep, and I didn't because I was like, "Fuck you!" and I was like flipping this person off, and this lady drove by
What?
like,
No, you didn't.
I did.
Oh my!
She did not turn on to the street you live on, James.
I was gonna say, was it my mom?
No. I felt horrible.
So she wasn't doing anything wrong. You're just
No,
thinking
no,
it was me.
I thought
Yeah.
she was like, I was like, "Fuck you, Brad."
That's terrible.
But the
that poor lady.
The turn signal never came on. She
You
just
ruined her
She
day.
just passed by. I was like, "Well,
She found out she has cancer today, and now she's not going to try to fight it.
Yeah, you just filled her with even more self-doubt.
Sheesh.
She's driving going home thinking like,
she's
this
like,
is
where
the
can I
final
make my
straw.
mark? I don't know that cone-shaped library over there."
She just caught her husband cheating on her, and she's going to kill herself now.
Yeah.
Oh man, tough day.
This is the effect you have on the world.
Tough day. She did. She's like, "I just caught my husband sleeping with somebody else, and if some fucker flips me off on the way home, that's it."
Fuck you.
I just don't believe in love anymore.
I felt like such an asshole. I'm
It's
like,
like a
Done deal.
It's like a scene out of Weatherman or something.
I felt so bad. I was like, "Oh,
And then she got hit with a strawberry milkshake.
bad Ryan, bad Ryan." I
was
felt like
terrible.
the biggest asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, like, her face alone, like, in utter shock and like, "What? I don't get this. What did I do?"
And it's terrible that you were close enough that you could see her face.
Well, because So is that your?
I would
street
love to
here?
see
and I
what-
was turning left, and this gray Jeep was coming up. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it has to be Brad." And so it's like, "Fuck you!" And the turn signal never came on. The lady just drove by and looked at me like, "Why? Why? Why?
You know, we podcast for about 2 hours or so, so when you go back out to your car,
I know I'll probably be well.
slash
Well,
tires.
no, watch my kid. I'll go out first. I only think that happened to him because his dad's an asshole.
Hello, Ryan.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, you guys should pick up the new Spider-Man. Oh, wait, you can't. It's sold out. But it's really good.
The movie?
No, it's the comic with the debut of the Red Goblin.
Ooh, what's it going
good.
on?
Norman Osborn bonded with the Carnage symbiote. So
Oh,
now
no.
he's Green Goblin / Red Goblin. Which
Huh.
what makes it cool is, though, so backing up 3 years, is at the end of Superior Spider-Man, when Peter Parker came back, he made these little nanobots that he infected Norman Osborn with. It stripped him of his Green Goblin power.
Gotcha.
So like over the last 2 years, he's been going all over the world trying to find a way to get it back.
Yeah.
And then he realized he could use the Carnage to infuse in his blood, and he so 2 issues ago he threw up all the little nanobots, and now he's crazy and
Cool.
stronger.
So is he
Pretty
like
fun.
he's basically like a Venom?
Carnage Green Goblin.
Well, I know, but does
No,
he actually
no,
have
Carnage?
Does he actually have the symbiote powers where he can shoot teeth from his fists or whatever?
He throws these pumpkin bombs that are like heat-seeking missiles, though, that laugh and talk to Spider-Man. It's pretty cool.
How long are the bombs' tongues?
They don't have tongues.
Wow. I really only care about Spider-Man villains with really long tongues.
Okay, well, good news. In October, you'll see one.
Oh, good.
No, the character design is actually pretty cool. He looks like the Green Goblin that spikes on him, but he has smoke coming out of his mouth, and he looks good.
How
Sounds
have we
pretty
not
badass.
talked about how long Tom Hardy's tongue is yet? Do we think
know.
it's long?
There was this article on comicbook.com.
Sure.
And it's there. I don't know, one of them, and it said the Venom revealed from the movie, and it was like a Dr. Pepper bottle, and it literally looked like Venom from the comic books. I'm like, okay, so he's going to look like he did in the comic books.
Right.
Wow, stretch. Anywho, Brad, what's happening around town?
Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver.
The midnight at the Esquire this week is Deep Red, Dario Argento's Deep Red.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
And I should specify that this week is the date. Come back. Dang it. Because the Ready Player One
13th? Or the
episode went up today, and it's talking about a midnight a week ago.
Oh, gotcha. It's the 13th,
Gosh
14th,
darn
right?
it.
Friday the
14th?
13th.
Friday the 13th.
13th
night.
and 14th.
Yeah.
So
And the
that's the
next-
weekend I'm talking about.
What's the next one after that?
And then April 20th and 21st is the Maltese Falcon.
Oh, okay.
So
Ooh,
getting a little
That's a
ahead of
great
it
movie.
there.
that'd be cool. or I could stay home and watch it. But then I don't have an audience.
Sometimes that's worth it.
So go out and see some movies.
Yeah,
you can get some sweet popcorn though there.
Definitely support Landmark Theaters because of the newsletter.
Support Humphrey Bogart being blown up at a huge screen, please.
And then the 88 Drive-In this weekend is Sherlock Gnomes, A Quiet Place, and Annihilation.
So Emily Blunt. Yeah. What? Yeah. Do you have a treat for my kid that he's...
Sure. What do you want?
I forgot to tell you, all the way here, he's said, I need a treat, and Uncle James will get it for me. I don't know. Whatever.
We'll find something.
Granola bar. Pie. Or no, you can beat sugar. I don't care.
Oh, okay, great. How do you feel about coconut? Okay.
He's for it.
Here. Have one.
Can you say thank you? Thanks. Thanks, James. I did bring him his own bottle of water, but I don't think. Wait, are they the small ones?
They are.
He doesn't like that one, so if he wants one of yours later.
Oh, okay.
No, mine
he
is.
Likes the small bottle.
Mine is normal size.
I was gonna say because Uncle James went and made a run to the grocery store just to get small water bottles for him. So,
he was cracking me up the whole way here. He's like, I think Uncle James is gonna get me a treat and probably some water. Said it so matter of factly, like he just knows.
Yeah, just tell your mom I buy bottles of water just for you.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Sorry, Brad. What was going on? What was happening?
And that's what's going on around town.
Oh, good.
So you basically get. Oh, you'll be in the. I could be in a blunt sandwich.
No, it's like
a
little heavy on the bottom and light on the top.
Yeah.
I
love that woman. I'll talk about her later.
Blunt sandwich?
So, because it goes Sherlock Gnomes and then A
Quiet
Quiet Place.
and
then I'll be there watching it, so I'll be like in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you will be.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just leave for Annihilation, then it'll just be only Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I haven't seen Annihilation yet, though. I kind of want to.
Oh,
you should, yeah. You should see that more than Sherlock Gnomes. Probably.
I know, I do.
Definitely don't take the kid to Sherlock Gnomes and then stay for Annihilation. Well, definitely don't do that.
Well, there's A Quiet Place in the middle, so...
Oh, definitely don't take the kid to A Quiet Place.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be leaving after that first show.
Oh.
Movie news.
It's real news.
Okay, do you guys want to do fun trailers first or newsy things first?
Trailers.
Okay,
trailers.
Cool.
You're after something. Is it revenge? Money? Or is it something else? You look good. A little rough around the edges, but good.
Heard about a job. Big shot gangster putting together crew.
I'm a driver, and I'm a flyer. I waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think? Well, what do you know?
You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true. Everything you've heard about me is true.
L3!
Let go of the mean man's face.
Who are these guys? If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
You might want to buckle up, baby.
Here they come! Let me give you some advice. Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
I got a really good feeling about this.
Since when do you know how to fly?
190 years old? You look great.
Push it! So glad we took this job!
Yo, dog, did you see that Star Wars trailer?
Oh, dope. How old is Chewbacca?
100-something years old.
190 years old.
It looks really good.
I think it's great. I think that trailer looks like my faith in that movie after all of its rocky production is back.
Well, if you read the interview with who they bring in to fix Rogue One,
Ron Howard.
Oh no!
Tony Gilroy.
Tony Gilroy.
He talked about how bad that one was, and I think that's a pretty fun movie. So
yeah, that one's fine. As long as this one is at least fine or even great, that would be good.
I'm in. Looks fun.
Yeah, I think the trailer's good. In even weirder, crazier news, we got a trailer for The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. Mm-hmm. It's like a foreign trailer, so it's all in subtitles and stuff. But
he's got to die.
But
that's the only way that this movie comes out.
There's enough footage that they edited together a trailer, so clearly hell is frozen over. Kelly, can you say we are in the end times?
End times.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it's official.
A trailer for Don Quixote is.
This is taking movie takes long.
What?
What is that?
Did this movie take so long?
This movie takes so long.
Well,
good question, Kellen.
See, there's a long history of people abusing Terry Gilliam.
For more information, watch the Lost in La Mancha.
I would actually say, I think this trailer looks pretty good.
It looks fun.
For a guy who hasn't really cared anything about Terry Gilliam movies for 10 years, I think this one looks great.
And what's interesting is, like, even if you're not a Gilliam fan, and even if you don't plan on seeing the film, it's interesting to know that he's finally got a finished version of it.
Yeah.
And so, watching the trailer, a lot of the stuff that he had in Lost in La Mancha and tried to build is clearly still there. So clearly that vision carried over. It's just the actors that changed.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, it looks fine. I like Adam Driver a lot, so I'm glad he's in it too. And,
yeah, I think it's a solid trailer. The unfortunate thing is that no one will ever get to see the movie.
Yeah. So Gilliam's still alive, guys. Sorry.
So he is also getting sued. Basically, there's a guy, when he was trying to get the movie made, there was a guy that he went to and he was like, hey, will you give me a bunch of money so that I can make this movie? And the guy said, yes. And then Terry Gilliam left and never got the money, so he went and got somebody else to give it to him. Mm-hmm. And now that guy is saying that he owns the rights to the film and, blah, blah, blah. Even though he obviously never gave any money away. It is one of those things where all that's probably going to actually be in danger is that the movie may not show it can. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I don't care. This is a movie that just needs to exist so we can stop talking about it.
As I've said, I don't care what kind of leaves are on the poster. I care about actually seeing the goddamn miracle from God.
Right.
Because he's not the only director who's tried to do this story, and this is fucking nuts that we've actually got solid footage that is cohesive and complete.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean. Good on Gilliam for finally getting that dream come true. But again, guys, just saying, by the end of the year, Gilliam will be dead because that's how karma balances out.
There's no way he survives this.
Yeah, no.
Movie Pass bought Movie Phone.
Movie Phone still exists?
Yep. Well, but
they're like a news site now.
Yeah.
Select the movie you want to see.
Well, weren't they?
You have selected Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, they were like a movietickets.com where you could buy movie tickets. Weren't
you
they?
have selected 27 dresses. No, I didn't. I'm almost positive you did.
Yeah, so it was just another way for people to buy movie tickets and such. So who knows? They also lifted. They had banned some theaters in New York and Boston and some places that they are no longer banning. I don't understand how they have money to buy people. Period. It's ridiculous. I literally, when I read this, I thought, is there some weird apocalyptic movie future that I don't see coming?
I know. I don't understand because it's something that I should probably get.
Right.
But at the same time, I keep on waiting. I'm going to buy the year, and then after 2 months, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Because I keep on. There's an article in the Hollywood Reporter talking about this.
Can I watch it and I watch Robo at the airport?
Sure. And it's the article on Hollywood Reporter says does Movie Pass care about making money or just subscribers?
Right.
Because what are they trying to do? I don't know.
I don't understand it either. And the reason why I still haven't signed up for it is the whole proximity thing where it doesn't actually fit with the way I buy tickets. I buy my tickets in advance to get my seats, and I buy them days in advance. I don't buy them as I'm walking up to the theater, which makes Movie Pass not super valuable to me. Unless if it were me 5 years ago when I had a lot more time, then I probably would do it, because then it'd be like, oh, okay, it's a Tuesday evening, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna run to the movie and to the theater and watch, Paul or whatever, and it's just on a whim. But at least for us doing the show and me seeing a movie every week, like, I don't buy my tickets that way.
Yeah, and too, I mean, are you going to be able to use your movie pass to see Avengers?
I mean, theoretically, I'm supposed to be able to, but I can only use it for me. And
Yeah.
there it is, right? So I sent out a text this last week trying to figure out who all I'm buying tickets for. Usually an event like this, when tickets go on sale, like, I'll wait, and then when the Alamo puts their last theaters up, I look at them really quickly, and I will buy 16 tickets to one theater, and then I just hand them out to whoever I know needs to go. Well, in this case, MoviePass won't. I mean, I could buy those 16 tickets and then like show up that day and try to buy one more, but it wouldn't be in the same row. It wouldn't be, it's gonna sell out. It's not gonna happen. But on a normal, like, for example, this week I went and saw A Quiet Place. Didn't know when I was going until when did I go? When did I see A Quiet Place? Oh, Friday night. I went Friday night. So, but didn't really know until earlier that day. I usually could have just waited, and me and the 3 friends I went with, we could have bought tickets when we got to the theater and not gotten as nice of seats. I could have, but I mean, it's just not the way I like to do it. So, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I like buying my ticket at the box office or on my app.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
If they get to a place where I can buy the ticket on my app ahead of schedule, then totally different. But I think the problem is they want to make sure that you actually are going to go to the movie, rather than I'm going to sit here and buy a ticket every day, and maybe I go, maybe I don't, whatever, I'm just going to buy tickets. Because otherwise, you know what I could do with MoviePass? I could sit there, I could buy a movie a day for the next 50 days, get my top brass, locked in at the Alamo, and then never go to any of those movies. Like, shoot, I did that a couple years ago when I was really close to top brass, where I bought a Star Wars ticket to Force Awakens just to make sure I broke 50 for the year, because I was so close, and then I had no intentions of going. I just wanted the movie ticket.
Right.
So I don't know how you solve that problem. It'd have to be something where it's like, hey, we're gonna locate. Here's how you do it. You do a location ping where you have to check in at the movie, like with your phone, to at the time of the screening to actually get the credit back. Otherwise, they're gonna charge you, the movie ticket for that month. That would make sense and be way easier for me. But I don't think they care. Anyway, moving on.
Hearing about Brad's experience, I just don't want to.
Oh yeah, I mean the fact that Brad tried to sign up for it and then just sort of stopped, yeah.
Well, yeah, they punish you for not even getting your card.
Right, you never got the card. They wouldn't refund it. It took you forever to get it refunded. It was stupid. Okay, moving on. Some, in my opinion, actually good news about that crazy expensive Amazon Lord of the Rings show. So Amazon is apparently committing to 5 seasons of the show, $1 billion budget. They have Peter Jackson on board to some extent, at least to be involved. And it's not just them remaking Lord of the Rings. It's actually them going and playing in that universe to some extent and telling other stories in that universe.
I think you have to.
So it would exist alongside the films that exist. Yeah, I mean, when this first got announced, I was very concerned that it was basically them saying oh, we're going to do Lord of the Rings, but the whole, instead of 3 movies, it will be 8 seasons long, and we're going to spend 2 episodes with Tom Bombadil. There's a version there, because there's so much content there, you could do that.
Do we need Tom Bombadil?
No, we don't.
No.
But he might show up in the show now.
He's fine in the books, but I don't think I need him.
Is he?
He's an interesting imp.
He is a remnant of when Lord of the Rings was more like The Hobbit, and every chapter was just like a funny little story
before it plunges into fucking darkness.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm actually kind of excited about this now. I want them to spend a bunch of money on that.
Oh yeah, totally down.
I think that's cool.
I mean, when you're Amazon, you have so much money. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, what's $1 billion to Amazon?
Apparently, not much.
No, they don't care.
Because this isn't the only $1 billion show they're going to be making either.
Oh, yeah.
Because the other one we talked about last week.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Christina Hodson, who is the woman who's writing the Transformers spin-off Bumblebee, has been tasked to pick up and get moving the Batgirl movie again. So we might still get a Batgirl movie.
I think you still will.
It probably means that we all should hope that the Bumblebee movie is better than the last couple Transformers.
Coming out this year?
I think so.
Christmas, yeah.
Man, shouldn't we get a trailer?
Still a long ways away.
I don't know. We there's something that we haven't gotten a trailer for that we should have one for by now.
Yeah,
not Solo, but something else.
Anyway, hopefully that's good. I want to see a Batgirl movie.
Me too.
More than I want to see anything else in that universe.
Oh, Aquaman. That's what I was thinking of.
Would it be connected to all the other DC stuff?
I guess you'd have to. You know, the thing with Batgirl is I love the character Barbara Gordon. I really do. I was thinking because someone asked me on Facebook like what her enemies are, and I was going, "Wow,
I don't know, homework."
No, it's
all Batman's
just
enemies?
Batman enemies. Because I mean, she has a few on her own, but it's basically Batman enemies. So you'd have to write one with I don't know, like maybe like Firefly or something. Maybe like a lesser known, but still make it scary. I don't know. Because I don't want to see the Killing Joke. I don't want to see.
Oh, don't do that! No. You got to do the Burnside
I want to see the new.
Batgirl.
I want to see like the Burnside Batgirl where she's in college, a computer kind of science.
That's why I'm saying like she's got to her problems have to be like she's got to be Spider-Man, but in college, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be like I got to do homework. There's boys. The nice boy turned out to be a jerk. The nice boy turned out to be
the supervillain,
the Firefly.
Yeah,
like you know.
And she goes to pick up that boy for like a dance, and when they opens a door, she's like,
"The boy's mom is actually Firefly."
Yes.
I'm just saying, this sounds great.
And then like there's a line that's like, "I'll kill you and everybody you love." Oh man,
Batgirl Senior Social.
This next piece of news is going to borderline on maybe spoilers for the episode, but I know when I went to see A Quiet Place and the Platinum Dunes logo came up, I audibly gasped and went, "Wait, what?"
After I had told you this 2 weeks ago.
I don't listen when you talk, and you know it. So apparently, Platinum Dunes pretty happy with what's going on. Doesn't want to remake old shitty horror movies anymore. And wants to go focus on basically being... I mean, I read this and I just go like, oh, yeah, they're looking over at Blumhouse and going, how do we get to be that? Like, and part of it is I haven't seen the Platinum Dunes logo in so long. Like, I had to sit there and think like, man, when's the last time? Because I don't see those movies.
It's been at the very least since Friday 09.
Well, no, because they did the Freddy one too, so that's 10.
Don't they put it in front of like Transformers Last Night and stuff?
No, they don't.
No, because it's a separate Michael Bay thingy. But I mean, to be fair, also the movies they're remaking aren't bad. It's the remakes themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are the Purge movies? Is that what you just said?
No, the Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. They are.
Yeah, that's right.
Never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I guess their original mantra was properties and rebooting them.
Right.
And now
which, when they started 10 years ago, was really
a viable market.
Right. Yeah. There was a lot to that. Now you look at Blumhouse. I mean, that guy is actively changing the industry in a really good way.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. It just proves. I mean, A Quiet Place made over $50 million this weekend. It's because if you tell a horror film that's unique, people will go see it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or just make a
maybe
it's a good movie. Who knows?
Just make a good movie. I mean,
shit. I will also say, like, so I don't know if you guys got this, but I got a trailer for Upgrade in front of my A Quiet Place, which is a Blumhouse Pictures, and that is a terrible fucking idea for a film made into a dope ass looking movie.
Right.
Like, I'm watching this thing, and every line of dialogue, every idea that they are
shoot 'em up.
Yeah. Oh, worse. Like, the ideas seem like they were written by a 12-year-old, and yet that movie looks amazing. Like, fun amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're gonna turn your brain off and have a good time, but still,
Created by the creators of Saw.
I just cannot. It's incredible.
I like Lee Whannell, so I'm happy to go see it and give it my money.
Yeah. Just interesting.
But if Platinum Dunes is trying to be like Blumhouse, the one thing I don't want to see is Academy Award nominee Michael Bay for Best Producer.
I totally want to see that. Michael Bay deserves an Oscar. That guy is extremely important in film.
I want to see it for his own movies. Like, go do something cool, like Pain and Gain. Pain and Gain should have won an Oscar.
That is never going to happen. His movies get nominated for Oscars all the time. for visual effects. FX ordered a pilot for Y the Last Man, which is like 15 years in the making. But nobody's ever actually made a pilot, so
be interesting.
We shall see.
I think that lends itself pretty well to a TV series.
Oh yeah, I mean it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But also like the pain of people trying to make Y the Last Man over the last 15 years is why Brian K. Vaughan basically stepped out of TV and was like, I want nothing to do with you. I'm going to write the craziest fucking book that no one will ever try to adapt because I'm tired of this shit. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm down.
I would certainly, as they get closer, I would certainly like to hear that they are getting him involved in some manner. I don't want him to run the room the way that Kirkman does on Walking Dead, because I think that's detrimental to the show. But we shall see. Anyway. Black Panther is now more profitable than Titanic, domestically.
So that heart didn't go on after all.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah. Brad, can you explain to me Captain Pike being cast in Star Trek Discovery? What universe does Discovery take place in?
Did you watch the series, the season finale?
No, I didn't.
Well, that would explain it.
So
CBS All Access has got you in its grasp once more.
Is it a reveal at the end of that season that the whole season is taking place in the original timeline?
Yes.
Okay.
The last shot of the season is the Enterprise, crosses in front of the Discovery, and they're like, "Oh, look, it's the Enterprise."
Okay,
and
but it's like it's the OG Enterprise.
I'm guessing it's the Enterprise with Pike before Kirk came on board.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, which historically has been one mission,
right?
But I'm guessing they're going to retcon that and give him many missions before Kirk.
Sure, yeah, which would be fine. That would make. But you could get away with that by having it be the Kelvin universe and just have it be Pike. But I guess in the Kelvin universe, he is never the captain of the Enterprise.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, he is in the first movie.
He is until he
you're
isn't.
Right. Yes.
Halfway through the first film.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is the takeoff. That is like the beginning of the Enterprise. In the movie,
because then he gets kidnapped by Bana, and then Spock takes over, and then Kirk takes over because friendship.
Right. Agreed.
Which is great because I love that movie. But.
Okay. The bigger thing here has nothing to do with. I think it's cool that they would bring Pike in. I just don't understand what timeline it takes place in anymore.
Doesn't matter.
I guess so.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
but
it's so
all the rules are out the door with Star Trek.
But
just
no.
Go with it.
Before this thing, this was not the X-Men universe. There's two timelines. There is a clear breaking point. It's okay. We're all going to be okay. And now that is no longer true. Now I'm like, okay, wait. This is like the like Wolverine origins of.
Well, maybe the Enterprise isn't ready to go on a mission yet. It's just being tested, and Pike is like, "Oh, this is me doing test flights," and then he gets into missions that way.
He may just be one episode too, like
Captain's log. This is me doing test stuff.
Because the danger would be like if you introduce that ship and then the show becomes about the Enterprise, and then you're like, oh,
yeah,
you know.
No, they probably just have to team up for one episode for some reason. Well, I guess it's highly serialized, so it'll probably come back through two or three more times.
It's a really good way to get people like me to probably push through that first 5 or 6 episodes and watch the whole season, which I should really do.
It's the whatever's more profitable timeline.
As soon as if the Tarantino movie gets made, and
so
then
it's the Wimp timeline. Whatever is more profitable.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
I was going to say it was the market research timeline, but Wimp is better.
They'll do, if the Tarantino movie gets made, they'll do like some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. style shitty tie-ins where it's like, oh, we're at that museum in the background of that one action scene. That happened on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was stupid. Anyway.
Going back to Black Panther real quick, though, I'd like to put out a plea to Black Panther fans who it's an achievement that it has become the highest grossing comic book movie of all time.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be that contingent of like, well, adjusted for inflation, it's still not
Sure.
So currently it's at $665 million, and Marvel's The Avengers is adjusted for inflation at $705. So if for the next couple weeks, it's still making like $10 million a weekend. So
what you're saying is we need to go make that movie some more money.
Yep.
So that it can, without any caveat, no asterisk included, be the highest grossing.
Exactly. So if
okay,
you're listening,
I want to go see it again.
Go see it again.
Yeah.
And you can crush those naysayers who are always going to pull that card on you.
Right.
I hate it when they pull cards.
Yeah. What's Titanic adjusted for inflation?
Titanic is way up there.
Okay, yeah, I thought
it's
so.
the fifth at $1.2 billion.
But adjusted for how the passion for that film has waned, I think.
And it probably also
Black
includes
Panther will
like
do
the
better.
re-releases, but
I'm sure that it does.
You're like breaking every
I'm just
inner
trying-
15-year-old girl's heart.
Just trying to figure out how to make sure. It's just insane. It's just insane.
It's a movie about a sinking boat.
That movie is fine.
And of course,
I've seen it multiple times. It's fine.
And of course, nobody will probably ever get up to the 1.8 billion.
We all
of
know
Gone
it's
with the Wind.
problematic because that diamond could have cured cancer, and she just threw it into the fucking ocean.
Right. Oh yeah, no. Gone with the Wind will always be like because the inflation just makes it just insane.
It's insurmountable.
Yeah, like yeah.
Well, and it's also kind of unfair because they kept rolling it out for roadshow after roadshow after roadshow.
Oh, yeah,
before there was ever such a thing as let's not show it in theaters anymore.
It came out in 1939, and the second highest grosser is Star Wars in 1977. So
yeah,
the ticket price jump from then is
quite a
that's
bit.
Probably never gonna get broken.
Cool. Only last thing I've got is that HBO is going to make a documentary series out of the book I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which I was going to talk about this week anyway because I've been listening to the book on tape. And
it's Michelle McNamara's book.
Right, yeah. So Patton Oswalt's wife, the book she was writing before she passed away, they have finished it, sort of. It's actually really interesting. I'll talk about it a little later. And HBO is going to make it into a documentary series, which is cool. I think it's really good.
Nice.
So I would watch that probably. So
yeah.
Anyway, is there other news? Brad, you mentioned a thing about Landmark. What was the thing about Landmark?
Yeah, Landmark is going up for sale, and please, somebody who cares about movies buy that. It's currently owned right now by Cruz Wagner.
Okay.
But after hearing what's going on with the Denver Post, I'm just like, please, somebody who cares about movies buy Landmark Theaters.
Yeah.
What's going on with
and
the
not some
Denver Post? I
stupid
don't know.
capital group, hedge fund group.
It's a newspaper?
Yeah, it's a highly profitable newspaper, but they keep like reducing the work staff. Like they cut 20 people, and they've only got 100 people anyway. running that
do you
paper.
like it on Facebook? They
Yeah.
let you read like 3 articles a month. Now and then they lock you out of it, saying you have to subscribe digitally or you can't read this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're hedge fund owners. They don't care. They're just like squeezing all the profits out of it
Yeah.
and making you only be able to read 3 articles a month.
There's no money in news.
And yeah, and then
that's
they make
the
errors
news.
like post the wrong baseball field
Yeah.
for opening day in their paper.
Wait, they did what?
They posted the Philadelphia Phillies, like the Coors Field opening day, like sports section.
Oh.
And it was the picture of the Phillies field.
They're on fire.
Because they don't have enough people to proof the papers.
Yeah.
Aw.
Where's Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks when I need them?
Seriously. In the past, where
Well, he's
newspapers
selling-
made money.
Well, we also need Bob Odenkirk to come in there and
Yes.
make sure he's got a source.
Yeah, who would we want to buy it, though?
I don't know. Alamo.
Yeah, right.
That might probably be the closest thing.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, Anna and John C.
I'd want Alamo to buy it and immediately close the Greenwood Village location and the Chez Artiste.
No.
Why don't you like Greenwood Village?
It's not great.
It,
It
could be fine if they would just...
Actually, they could fix it.
Yeah,
That's the difference. They could
gotta
actually fix it.
recalibrate their sound, and they got to fix their fucking seats in Theater 1.
Yeah.
They could do those things, they'll be fine.
I don't see enough movies there. I guess I don't care.
But your popcorn and
Well,
soda
you're not-
comes with your
To
ticket.
be fair, you're not in the area, but...
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You're pretty far.
I'm not in any area, but I'll drive to Alamo.
There you go.
Guys, we should buy it.
Yeah.
We'll crowdfund.
Yep.
Can I
I
have
think
one?
I think he'll succeed.
We'll raise enough money to own 3 theaters.
4.
Eh,
If
might
you,
close
if
the
you
Greenwood
count the
Village.
Chez Artiste, yeah. Yeah.
The Real Nerd Theater. 1 ticket, please. Go away. We're watching us. You can't come in.
Like the Mayans a historical site, so like it won't be demolished, but
Right.
it also Doesn't necessarily have to be a theater.
The Mayan and the Esquire are institutions. They're fantastic, and they should always be there.
But Chez Artiste is
you
in
get
a
free
strip
popcorn
mall.
seasoning at the Mayan. Or is it the Esquire?
Both of those. And I think also Chez Artiste. You don't get it at Greenwood Village.
Oh.
So shut Greenwood Village down.
I like Greenwood Village. I saw The Shape of Water there. It was fine.
I saw The Shape of Water there as well. It was okay.
I like getting popcorn and soda with my ticket.
Oh, no. I saw that at the... No, what did I see it? There was something I saw there recently. And
We've
again,
seen
it was
movies there.
okay. Yeah, like...
But the bottom line is, don't take away the things I love.
Yes.
I have so little to look forward to.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, that's news.
And these are Blu-rays that are coming out.
DVD releases and Blu-rays. Phantom Thread is out on Blu-ray this week, so I will finally watch that movie.
Okay, let me know what you think.
I will go.
I will sew the sweater if it's the last damn thing I do. Is that a line in it?
I'm gonna have to
I wish.
venture out into the cold and find a red box and rent that film because I will not.
You're a dick.
I'm not gonna Jumanji this thing and buy it having not seen it. I don't think it deserves that. But The Rock has my faith.
So would you like Phantom Thread better if The Rock were in it?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, if he was the one in the dress the whole time, that'd be great.
Daniel Day-Lewis. The Rock.
The Greatest Showman is out on 4K this week. So Zach, you can own that.
Yeah, sure. I'll own that thing that I was kind of lukewarm on.
Right. Molly's Game is on Blu-ray this week. I will probably just go ahead and buy that one.
I'd
I
like
didn't
to
get a
watch
chance
it again, but I'm not like eager to.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it. I was gone that week, and I like Sorkin.
It's surprisingly brutal in places.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I'll watch Brutal.
Mm-hmm.
All the Money in the World is out on Blu-ray.
Starring Christopher Plummer.
Yes. He is very prominent on the cover of the Blu-ray, but he does look like he was CG'd onto the cover.
So it's starring Christopher Plummer, Michelle Williams, and overpaid.
I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
Ridley Scott, but this Blu-ray cover for All the Money in the World looks like a straight-to-DVD Bruce Willis film.
It looks like a Scream Factory horror movie.
It looks like Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah. It's just awful.
It looks like it was put out by Sony, who's not putting enough money into the things that it would
Actually,
should
you should
probably
look up
do it.
Return of the Living Dead Blu-ray, not the Scream Factory one. You should look up the other one. It looks exactly like that.
Yeah, like this thing in the bottom right corner where the lady is running towards the camera and it's all green and shit. I'm like,
that
that's
literally
that
looks
is-
like trioxin.
The green is for money, guys.
I don't care.
Do they have the Kevin Spacey?
Who
cut
is
on there?
this graphic designer? I wish they did. I wish that if you opened the cover, it would, like a Shout Factory, you could swap out the cover so the inside is the reverse and it's just the same thing but with Kevin Spacey on there. Yeah, but it's Kevin Spacey, but he's licking his lips really creepily. Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay is out on 4K. This is a DC animated release.
It's got good reviews.
Is it cool? Yeah. Who is this weird dude with a crazy snake tongue?
Copperhead.
Oh, okay. Is he half snake?
He can be if you want him to be.
Whatever you want him to be.
Okay. All right.
He was bitten by a radioactive rattlesnake.
No.
No, I have no idea.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's DC, so I'm sure he picked up some like amulet or something.
Yes, that's true. Lots of amulets.
He can't be a radioactive one because then Stan would come in and go like, "That's copyright, Spider Friend."
I'm Captain Boomerang. I got bitten by a radioactive boomerang.
Well, no, he threw the boomerang through a nuclear waste site.
Yes.
It came back and hit him.
Oh, no, he escaped from jail with a boomerang and on a beach somewhere. He was on the beach when a nuclear bomb was dropped, and then that fused him.
Yeah.
That's the original Sandman one. Anyway, My Friend Dahmer is out on Blu-ray this week.
Also, in the original
I
Sandman
wanted to
comic, he was defeated because Spider-Man vacuumed him up.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, was it a radioactive vacuum?
No. It's just the Hoover salesman.
That's great.
I don't even remember. I do know he used a vacuum, though.
My Friend Dahmer. I wanted to see that, so I might check that out.
I've heard good things.
Outlander Season 3 is out this week, so you can check that out. All right. Oh, no, one more thing. There's a movie called Proud Mary with Taraji P. Henson, where she holds a gun, cool looking. I've never heard of this movie, but if you want to see...
It came out in January,
Taraji P. Henson.
and the Alamo didn't get it, so I didn't go.
Taraji P. Henson like you've never seen her before is the tagline. So that might be worth it. Okay, cool.
Is she rolling on a river?
No. She's not.
Is she solving math equations with NASA?
Well, I mean,
No.
that's how I know Proud Mary.
Oh.
It's a song
Nope.
from CCR.
Never
I don't
mind.
listen to
you know,
CCR.
he's more clever. Never mind.
I don't smoke weed. I don't listen to CCR.
You don't have to. It's like John Fogerty.
Do you have the psychopath on your list?
No, I don't.
Its tagline is, "Mother, may I go out to kill?"
Shoot. Oh, yeah, that's a Kino release.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of horror this week that I will get to here in just a second. The Incredible Hulk is out on 4K, so you can forget about that movie on 4K as well. I like that movie a
I do
lot.
too.
It's just, like, the most forgotten Marvel film. Like, no one remembers that
It's
counts.
pretty important, though.
It is.
It builds the Avengers, and it gives Thunderbolt Ross reason why he's who he is in Civil War.
I know, it's crazy.
It's
It's the Marvel movie whose villain is still the most prominent out of everyone else. Like, nobody else has stuck around that long. Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke is out on Blu-ray this week. I don't know if that's the first time, but
If you want to see marijuana smoke in crisp HD,
Yeah.
1080, 4K,
right,
I don't.
digitally anywhere.
If you want to hear Dave's Not Here Man in Dolby.
Right. Cecil B. DeMille's Cleopatra is out on Blu-ray from 1934. So check that out.
AKA waste of money.
And then before we get to the good stuff is Push is out on 4K. That's the Chris Evans, Dakota Fanning film in which they
is that a
push
Lionsgate
things.
movie?
I'm
Lionsgate
sure
puts
it is.
out the
Yes,
weirdest
it is.
movies on 4K.
I think it's
It is.
Summit.
It is a line. No, it's Lionsgate.
I thought Summit put it out in theaters.
Nope. Oh well,
that's
maybe,
Lionsgate.
but it's, yeah.
I remember not
Yeah.
hating it in theaters.
Well, no, I
No,
mean, like,
it's
Lionsgate
fine.
picks the most random movies to put on 4K.
That is really weird.
They have a bunch
That's
of
why I
horror
pulled it
titles
up.
that they won't let go of either, so that doesn't
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
Alrighty, from Troma this week is Rednecks. This movie will drive you crackers.
Lloyd Kaufman at his best.
He's so much fun
The
to follow
tagline-
on Instagram.
Yeah, this is a movie where a race car driver is a redneck, I'm sure.
Does it mean it drives you crazy, or like they drive crackers to you?
No, it's because
or
it's
they're
a bunch
gonna
of,
drive white
it's a
people
It's a racist joke.
out of the town.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
well, I think it's just that everybody there is a racist, like southern redneck dude, and we're gonna drive you crackers. Like by the end of the movie, everyone will be a cracker. I think is the idea.
That does sound terrifying.
Yeah. We's a different breed. It says.
And they got a 69 on the side of the door.
Yeah, the car's number is 69.
Yeah.
And there you go. Everyone has a blue mohawk wig.
The guy with the blue mohawk wig and his teeth, he looks like a chipmunk.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Like a blue-haired chipmunk.
I don't. Anyway, that's Troma. There you go. Deep Red is out from Arrow this week, which Brad pointed out was also being shown at the Esquire this week.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check that out. That's the Dario Argento movie.
4K restoration? Does it even say?
No. I think it's just a Blu-ray.
Okay.
I did not see
Stop
a 4K
the
version.
presses. The trailer for Jason Statham's The Meg has just been released.
Oh no, shit!
Yes.
I didn't realize Jason Statham was in the Meg.
Yes. So if for you who don't
Wait.
know, it's a giant prehistoric shark.
Oh, I know.
And there's like a screenshot of this giant shark dwarfing whoever this is in the screenshot. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet.
Well, let me just finish Blu-rays and then we'll watch the trailer for the Meg. Okay, from Shout Factory this week, the weirdest Shout Factory release I've ever seen, The Tribes of Palos Verdes, which is a Jennifer Garner film with Micah Monroe, who's amazing. And I think she is having a tough life, and so she has to learn to surf. I don't know why Shout Factory is releasing this, but good for them.
I think they acquire international films and then they put them out. Is it a Shout Select? Or is it just...
it's not a Shout. It does not say Shout Select on the cover.
So
at
it's
least.
like that Brie Larson one last week.
It's their distribution, their theatrical distribution arm, or what their limited window thing.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's like it's a film where Micah Monroe learns to surf or something.
Good for them. They acquire different things from time to time.
Yeah.
Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Hopefully it's great
by them.
Yeah. It's from the Malloy brothers, I guess. I don't know.
Malloy brothers.
Okay, great. Full Moon is out this week from Shout Factory. This is a ridiculous cover where a guy turns into a werewolf and a lady chases him with a knife. He's today's teenage werewolf.
I think it's Full Moon High.
Oh, sorry. It is. Sorry. It's Full Moon High. Well, the text is all weird.
Not
and
that
my
I've
glasses,
seen it late night on TNT.
My glasses aren't great right now. Like,
or was that a USA Up All Night? It might have been a USA Up All Night.
It sounds like a USA Up All Night.
I think the marathon channel is irrelevant at this point.
Maybe
or is it? I don't know.
Billy Joe Bob Briggs. Maybe it was on it. I don't know. I know I've seen it.
The tagline is, "He's today's teenage werewolf, only the rules have changed." I don't know what that means.
I don't think they could have changed that much in the span of time.
I don't remember the film. You know, I'm always tempted to get those ones on Scream Factory, but those ones tend to be like $25 because they're lesser known and they don't print as many. So I always wait until they have like a 50% off sale.
Sure.
Because
just wait till the summer. I think they'll do like their.
Oh yeah, they
annual.
do. They do Summer Screams or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Even the plot here is really short. A teenager becomes a werewolf after vacation in Transylvania.
Yep.
Transylvania, where vampires come from, by the way.
Or werewolves.
Well, but come on.
Transylvania's where everything weird happens, guys. Come on. This is how pop culture has established it for years.
And then the very last thing is The Crucible of Horror, also known as The Corpse, probably in foreign markets. It's also from Shout Factory.
That's probably an Italian one. They released a lot of Italian horror,
Yeah.
too.
Terror ends with murder, but nightmares begin with ... Crucible of Horror. There's a castle, and the castle has a man's face and a scared lady, and the castle has hands. The castle has
What?
hands. Yes.
You didn't say that part.
Yeah. Also,
horror idea. The castle has hands.
yeah. It's everything about this is just frustrating to look at. Like they drew this lady, and then they cut her body off as part of the drawing, but they left this strand of hair in a very frustrating way. Like I don't like
That
looking at this.
terrifies you.
Yeah,
That's an interesting.
The Crucible.
shit.
The Crucible of Horror is their graphic design.
Sorry, I'm watching The Meg.
Just like kinda,
Okay, no. I'm gonna watch The Meg. What is it in Hollywood that makes the difference between like, hey guys, this script for The Meg, we're gonna give it a lot of money and John Turteltaub, but Two-Headed Shark Attack, that gets Brooks Hogan. Like, I just don't understand the process that
we're seeing
selects some and not. Oh, I'll see that. if I made y'all go see Hurricane Heist, we are seeing that.
I found it interesting because Eli Roth was supposed to do it a while ago before he went on to Death Wish. I mean, not that I'm thinking like one would be better.
Maybe they need a bigger budget director like John Turteltaub. I mean, he did do the National Treasure movies.
I mean, don't forget he also did Las Vegas.
He did.
Yes. He taught us that Kevin Kline still knows how to love.
He does. We also see movies throughout the week in a segment we call Movies We Watched This Week.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Quite a few things. Better Call Saul Season 3 is on Netflix, and that's still pretty amazing of a show. This season really kind of just resolves the cliffhanger from Season 2. It pushes Mike towards joining Gus Fring's criminal syndicate, and then Saul just deals with the fallout of his brother recording his confession, and then finds a way to prove that his brother's illness is bullshit, and all the ways those things come together. And there's a great sequence where Mike is being, at the end of Season 2, like Mike's about to assassinate Hector. Then he hears his the horn from his car. Like he's in this like giant field or whatever.
Sure.
He goes to check the car, and then there's like a sign that says "Don't" on his windshield. And then you find out that Gus Fring's gang has put a tracker in his gas cap, and so he reverse engineers the tracker to track them back to where they are. It's amazing. And they should, like, it goes through such detail of setting that up. And I love how the show doesn't just spell things out for you. Like, if you watch and pay attention, like everything makes sense. It's great. So, and then there's another cliffhanger for season 3. So, pretty excited to see what happens in season 4. I rewatched Iron Man, the very first Iron Man, because I haven't seen that in a long time.
I know. I was thinking about like watching all the MCU stuff before Avengers. That's a big commitment.
Yeah, I mean, at least you don't have to do it in a day.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't have
I should at
a
least
couple
go back
of the
and
movies,
watch the old
so
stuff again. Like,
yeah, I wanted to watch the oldest stuff the most, but I don't have
Yeah.
Captain America: First Avenger or Thor.
I will
1 and
lend
2.
it to you.
Sweet. So yeah, and I found like new plot holes in it, but I always just remember like the first time we saw it, and your friend Brandon Hopkinson was like complaining about the science of it.
He's like, the science is so stupid.
I wonder if there are plot holes that like didn't exist when the movie was made, but now that they've made 20 films, like you go back and you're like, well, wait a second. If he did this in the first film, but then 6 films later this happens, then how does that make sense that he did in the first? I bet there's stuff like that.
Yeah, I wish I'd written it down, but I remember that feeling of like, wait a minute,
Right.
This is a thing that's not addressed. Like, it's been like retconned out. I don't know.
Yeah, or there's probably things where like now you watch the first one and you're like,
I know what it is. Obadiah Stane. First of all, it's a different. Not Tony, his dad.
Howard
Stark.
Yeah.
It's another actor.
Yeah, I know they recast
because
him.
in that one it was just like a picture of
Yeah.
him, right? Like it's not.
It's a different guy. So now there's like 3 different Howard Starks, and then, he built that company with Howard Stark, but all the flashbacks we've seen of the current movies don't reference Obadiah Stane for any reason. So
That's true.
yeah, so that's one of those things that
Maybe Obadiah was only in on the business end and not the Shield end.
It also probably like
he
now
built
that,
Ironmonger himself, so
Yeah.
he's pretty good at tech stuff.
But also like the fact that after all these films, now you probably look back and it's like, oh, look how cool he is. He made a suit, and you're like, dude, you live in a world where there's like fucking the Hulk and Cap and all this other crazy shit going on, and somehow, that story probably seems a little bit simple now. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a very unprecedented thing.
Yeah, and it's fun seeing Tony Stark being like just all swagger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now he's like
his character arc's really
got
good
the way of the
throughout
shoulders
all the
on.
movies.
Yeah,
not as much gloom.
But like the science part, one of those things where he's Ironmonger and he comes out of the cave and they're like shooting every bullet they have at him, but he still has like no shielding on his eye holes. So I'm like, well, it's a good thing he didn't get a direct shot in his eye.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, but yeah. What else? Rewatched Isle of Dogs because my mom wanted to see it, and she hasn't been to a theater in like 20 years.
Did she like it?
Yeah, she enjoyed it. She thought the animation was amazing.
What theater did you take her to?
The Esquire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've seen it 3 times at the Esquire now.
I was really hoping you were going to say the Greenwood Village Plaza.
Well, actually, funny story was like early in the first showing in the morning, and that was the closest one, and earlier. But I was like, she left it up to me, so obviously I'm going to go to like the Artie like old theater.
Yeah.
But we got to that one, and they didn't have the person opening didn't have the keys, so it was like off by 10 minutes. So they started the movie later, and so we had to like wait an extra.
Should have broke down that door.
Yeah, should have thrown.
That's the kind of lovably quaint stuff you get at a landmark theater.
Yep.
There's a guy who has to turn the keys to open the place. That's cool. I'm not being sarcastic. I know it sounds like I am.
know, but it's just the inflection.
Rewatched 24 seasons 7 and 8 because I was live another day last week. Yeah. And I
damn.
Listen to some commentary tracks, and it's funny. Like some of the things that the fans complain about, like they talk about doing half-assed in the commentary. And I'm watching season 6 right now, and I forgot that's the season that was the writer's strike.
Yeah.
So they're talking about because
they were away for a year and a half.
Is the season short?
No, it's the full number of, but they had like I think to make a season of 24 it takes like 9 months. Like it's really intensive. And so just having so much less time to write, which if you watch season 6, I think universally it's everyone's like least favorite season, just because they just kind of recycle a lot of,
Yeah.
which makes sense because they didn't have a lot of time to write new stuff.
Well, and you can't do edits. A lot of times on a show like that's a full year show, they start writing them, and they not only write them all through the season, but they also will go back and edit them as they're watching or as they're filming and stuff. But if you don't have writers to edit it, you're like, well, I'm gonna film what's in the script.
If I remember right, didn't 24 they'd write them in 4 episode blocks, and then they would see what worked and what didn't, and then kind of go from there?
I think so.
I remember vaguely something on season 1 or 2, the special feature talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, most shows don't write the whole season beforehand. Like, they kind of know where it's going, but like Lost, for example, where in season 3 they started, hey, why don't we introduce these people? Maybe people will like this, and then they out of nowhere they do expose to kill those characters off because everybody was like, why are you spending time with these new characters? Even though in the off season everybody's wanting new characters. So yeah. It just makes it tough when you don't have those writers to be agile like that.
Oh, the main thing was, I think it was season 8 because that's one in New York. There's a special feature on the disc. I think the last disc. The New York backgrounds are all digital.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's a couple like stock like helicopter shots, but they show this amazing technology of like a lot of stuff is. All the characters are in LA in a parking lot, and then they just scrub the New York skyline back there.
I didn't even notice when I watch it.
I know. I mean,
and it follows the camera so that way it looks like you're filming there.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I'll have to show it. Like, well, you have it. You can watch it.
I'll watch it.
It blew my mind because it's so convincing. Like, I never would have thought that they could. And they talk about like it was way too expensive to pull all the crew out there for like
crazy?
9 months.
It's more expensive to film in New York than it is to film in LA and then digitally put in buildings of New York.
Yeah, and this is like 2010, like digital effects. So
right, I know. I just think it's like so backwards. Like if I was New York, I'd be like, maybe we should rethink on how we want to do this because it brings in tons of money. I get that. City,
but if you got to like shut down streets and stuff like that, like it's a packed city.
I know, I get it.
I mean, there's a couple shots like when Jack commandeers a helicopter and then he's got like 2 F-16s chasing him like through the skyscrapers. Like obviously they're not going to do that in a real thing. But then there's other parts where like instead of going through the hassle of like closing down a street, they can just do it in the parking lot in LA. Like if there's a car flipping or
I get that.
Vans exploding.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah, it's just.
I remember watching the special features for King Kong, the Peter Jackson one, and it took him longer to digitally recreate the Empire State Building than it took him to actually build it.
Yeah, it does seem like, especially if there's sequences where Jack Bauer is running down the street or whatever, like that, where it's just a camera and a few dudes and well, I mean it's a whole crew, but still, it seems like that would be cheaper to film down, in New York, but obviously
no, they actually
not.
Exactly what you're describing is one of the shots. He's like dragging a guy who's just been shot.
Yeah.
And they like. Not only did like they took the shot of him walking through the parking lot or whatever, but they like extended it so instead of being in the center, he's off to the right now, and then they filled like the upper left and top with like New York. It's crazy.
Huh.
So they basically like shrunk the regular frame down to like a lower right corner and then built an entire new scene around. It's nuts. And then the last thing I saw was Gemini, which is like an indie film.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's the album was like teasing it as like a neon noir, in the vein of like Drive or Only God Forgives and stuff like that. But it's really just there's like a movie star and her handler, and the movie star is like backing out of this movie she's doing, and so she pisses off a bunch of people. And she just wants to party and hang out and like kind of escape from the movie scene. And so they go back to her place for the night and then get drunk. And then the handler wakes up next morning and her friend, like she makes her go get a gun, and then she like leaves the gun with her, and it accidentally goes off and like shoots through her coin collection or whatever. And then she goes off to work to tell the like producers, hey, she's not going to do the movie. She comes back to the mansion. Her friend's dead, like laying in a pool of blood. And then she has to go through the rest of the movie. Like after the cops show up, they interrogate her, think that she did it. and she kind of has to, like, she's not, like, they're not arresting her, but she's the prime suspect. And so she goes through the rest of the movie trying to figure out, like, how to, like, figure out who did it so that, you know, she can take the blame off herself. So she, like, she stalks the dead girl's ex-boyfriend, her current girlfriend, and the writer or the producer who was trying to get the movie made. Like, all the people who have motives to... So, and ultimately, it's a lot of just, like, the main character walking around L.A. in just moody lighting, and and then the mystery, solving the mystery is, I don't know, I felt it kind of unsatisfying. It's clever, it's different what the solution is, but I don't know, it just felt kind of anticlimactic. So, yeah.
James, what did you watch this week?
I caught up on a bunch of stuff, actually, for once. So I started the week with a whole lot of finally getting to watch the documentaries and commentaries that you guys have been talking about. So I watched Star Wars, and in the proper order, which means that I watched The Director and the Jedi first, which was great, and then I watched Star Wars with the commentary, and then I watched Star Wars. And yeah, The Director and the Jedi is fascinating. Certainly not any of what I was expecting it to be, but a lot of... It's kind of like just a really cool in-depth featurette where it shows you a lot of, like, you know, what it was like to make that film and digging into some really interesting bits. Even, like, I will say, if there was anything from that movie that I was at the end still going, like, I don't know if that really worked, it was probably the milk monster from the island. Or what do they call it? They call it the sea cows.
Sea cow, yeah.
You know, the sea cows.
I thought at one point...
Oh, go ahead.
I thought at one part they said it had to be, like, it was over budget, so they were going to take it out, and then it still ended up in the movie.
Yeah. Well, I think they were...
Or they were going to
talking
make
about
it digital.
Yeah, I think they were discussing whether or not to make it digital. And it's one of those things where then when you see how hard they worked, then when I finally watched the movie again, I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, I was kind of on board for the sea cow in a way that I hadn't been before. No, I think the documentary is really cool, and really gives you a lot of insight into what it's like for them to sort of make those films, and I think gives you a lot of appreciation, or at least gave me a lot of appreciation for Rian Johnson's team and their ability to make that film fit a budget well. I mean, the sequences where they're talking about, like, hey, you know, we have to trim this down, or we have to figure out what things to shoot on the island and what not to.
And has the most sets of any, like, movie ever.
Yeah. Which we didn't talk about this in news, but that movie officially this week became the most profitable film of last year domestically. And so, like, you look at that and you go, like, oh, great, that guy totally deserves that job. Like, he and his team, and especially his producing partner, like, you watch the way that they work, and you're like, man, you guys are actually really good at this. And it's just fun to watch him more. And, you know, obviously I'm biased because I love the guy, but it's also fun to just watch him on the set and watch him squeal and giggle and have a good time making a Star Wars movie. So yeah, I think that was fantastic. And then his commentary, really fascinating. A lot of cool stuff in there. The weird thing about it is he even says he recorded it before the film came out. I would kill for a separate commentary that he does now. Like, that's what I want, is I want to hear him go through, because there are certain sections of the movie that obviously are more contentious now that I would love to hear him sort of talk about. But even the stuff that is really contentious gets discussed. You hear them talk between the documentary and the commentary. I mean, for example, you know, Mary Poppins Leia, like, gets discussed quite a bit, and he explains, he's like, dude, like, this has to like, you gotta see something, like, you know, like, she deserves that moment. And I'm also very curious whether or not the commentary is recorded before Carrie Fisher died as well, because he doesn't discuss that at all either. Because that would have been one of the things I was sort of interested in, is, like, you know, how did that affect post-production and all of that. So, though I guess she must have died first, because she died before post was even finished.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have recorded the commentary until after.
No, he just probably wasn't discussing it.
Yeah, which is fine. It's just it is one of those interesting things that I would have loved to have learned more about. And then I also rewatched Thor Ragnarok and watched it with the commentary. And man, that movie is funny again. Like, you can watch it and love it, and then watch it with the commentary and love it in a totally different way. The whole section with his kids coming, or with his daughter walking in, I think is amazing, especially because she keeps coming in and telling him to turn the movie off because it's too scary. And I'm like, yeah, probably she's 3. But it's just worth the Blu-ray on its own just for that commentary. So definitely worth checking out. And then I got a chance to rewatch The Apartment this week, which is a movie that I bought it years ago, and then I have, like, anytime that I am, like, meeting Brooks and we're just hanging out and watching a movie or whatever, or if we're going to the cabin or whatever, I will bring, like, a stack of movies with me. And it's probably about 12 films every time, even though we're going to watch one of them, just because I put a good spread in there.
Yeah, let her decide.
Yeah, it's anything there I will watch. And so The Apartment's probably been in that stack for like a year, because you never know when she's going to be like, I want to watch something that's black and white.
And depressing.
And we went through a phase where we were watching a lot of black and white stuff, so I'm down to the last couple of things.
Right.
It's like that and The Hidden Fortress. Like, there's not a whole lot I got left in black and white that she hasn't seen.
Do you want to watch something dour, depressing, very raw to humanity, or do you want to watch The Hidden Fortress?
Right.
Choose wisely, my lass.
So we finally got around to watching The Apartment, and that's a movie that I haven't seen in a couple of years. And when it was over, I thought, this is probably in my top 20 favorite films of all time.
It's a good film.
I think that movie is so incredible and nearly perfect. I think Jack Lemmon is hilarious and like, just pulls your heartstrings in all the best ways. And as bizarre as sort of the premise is, and especially for how risque it is for 1965, I think.
I think it says 1960.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is 1960, yeah. Or maybe 3. Anyway, I looked at it, but now I don't remember. Oh no, it's right in front of my face. It's 1960.
Yeah.
So like as risque as that film is for that time period, like, it is so smart and surprising in the way that, like, Breakfast at Tiffany's is the first time you watch it, where you think like, oh, this is sort of a romantic comedy. The Apartment is certainly kind of a romantic comedy, but has this really serious bent to it that makes it way more important than that.
I've tried to explain it to people who haven't seen it before, in the best possible way I could do it was try to picture a Judd Apatow comedy before Judd Apatow existed.
Yes.
That's not Superbad or something like that. Like,
no, you're right.
One of his knocked up
a
40-year-old virgin, or even This Is 40.
Yeah, it feels like Freaks and Geeks. Like,
yeah.
It is a... I mean, so anybody who hasn't seen it, it's about a guy who works in downtown New York and has an apartment near the office that he doesn't really get to stay in very often because all of the higher-ups at his company borrow the keys to his apartment so they can have sex with their mistresses in his apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, he falls in love with some woman and has to figure out, like, how do I balance these dudes who are banging in my apartment and all of that. And the woman he falls in love with is Shirley MacLaine, who has her own sort of issues and things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it is simple and straightforward, but there are so many beautiful moments and really powerful moments. I mean, Fred MacMurray is a very realistic asshole villain who, like, seems charming. Like, you kind of have the relationship that she has or women have with him, where you meet him and you're like, oh, here's this sort of charming guy, and then like, oh, well, he's got a little dark side to him.
The sweet-natured wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah. And then as you see him sort of just unfurl, you're like, oh, I get it. Like, yeah, you are. And he's not like he's not Hitler. He's just
douchebag.
Not great, you know?
It's so weird to watch him do that role around this time, because he's also doing all those Disney family films where he's playing the good-natured, if not flustery guy. Even prior to this, like, his image was never... MacMurray's image was never really souring or anything like that. Very few films that he would do of that. And The Apartment's one of them where I'm just like, I don't like Fred MacMurray at the end of this one.
No.
Not by a long stretch.
Yeah. Well, and Jack Lemmon has all these wonderful moments where he is so the nice guy that then, like, he makes the wrong choice just to be... Like, he's still being nice to Fred MacMurray, and you're like, dude, you just... throw that guy under the bus. Like, who gives a shit? Like, you deserve to win. So anyway, that is to say, if you've never seen The Apartment, like, you got to watch The Apartment.
Yeah, if you want to watch where Hollywood was trying to like everything it possibly could to keep people from watching television, this is like how so far that they were willing to say like, hey, let's start letting things in we weren't letting in before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it is incredible how risque that film is.
Yeah.
Like you're like, how did you get away with this?
Yeah. Kino Lorber put out a new edition recently that
Oh, yeah?
I think you might like. Yeah, and the artwork on the front is nice. So.
Ooh, I may have to look at that. And then the very last thing is I watched the entire first season of The Marvelous Miss Maisel, which is on Amazon. And that show is fantastic. Really lovable. Basically, it tells the story of a woman named Midge Maisel, who she is this, like, perfect 1950s housewife, like, just
my dream woman,
ridiculously. But one of the best moments in that first episode, there's like she goes to bed with her husband and he falls asleep and she jumps up out of bed, runs into the bathroom, puts cold cream on her hair, on her face, pins all her hair back, and then gets back in bed and then wakes up right before him, goes to the bathroom, wipes it all off.
You
does
hear
her
that,
hair.
ladies? That's what's missing nowadays.
No. Don't
Yes.
listen to Ryan.
It's exactly what's missing.
But
You know
it's
what?
like-
There's an episode of Dick Van Dyke where Laura goes down to the office and is, helping him by typing because the guys don't know how to type. And she wakes up early every morning and makes him breakfast. She stays up late cooking dinners. We need more of that in society.
I need you to leave. Anyway.
That's what's wrong with the world today.
So, as you might...
Women don't know their place.
As you might predict, so her husband wants to be a comedian, and she's even helping him with that. And she's hilarious. Like
Women aren't funny.
Oh, my God. She's hilarious. And then she finds out that her husband is cheating on her and that he's a
Because she's not funny.
complete douche. Oh, my God. I'm literally going to hit you now.
Wait, did you just rewatch Mad Men?
No, this is... No. And after she finds out that he's cheating on her, she drinks a whole bottle of wine and wanders down to the sort of comedy cellar stand-in that he was going to, and she gets up there and she starts talking, and of course everybody's like, wait, you're actually funny, like your husband's not funny at all, but you're hilarious. And so it sort of follows her as she befriends some people in comedy. Oh gosh, who is the guy who's now the name has escaped my brain?
Dick Van Dyke.
No, Lenny Bruce. One of the characters in the show is Lenny Bruce. So she ends up being friends with him, and it's just sort of it plays with
That
all
probably
of.
won't end well.
No, it's great because Lenny Bruce is amazing. But the I know.
Yeah. It's gonna be like, let's think about what you just said. Right.
It's like it's playing with all of those same like sort of 1950s sort of expectations because she's both being a mother and then trying to figure out like, okay, how she's really using the comedy to work through all of the change in her life and what that means and all of that. And I think it does a really good job of handling those characters.
Yeah, I heard good things about it.
Yeah. The lead character is hilarious and lovable, and it is well worth you checking out. So yeah. Anyway, that I watched the whole season in a week.
Nice,
because it's great.
Zach,
watched a couple things this week.
First up, documentary.
Actually, I will get that one out of the way. I saw.
Thanks, Ryan.
I saw a short PBS documentary called "The Rise and Fall of the Brown Buffalo," which is about Oscar Zeta Costa, who was the lead Chicano lawyer during the Chicano movement in the late '60s and early '70s. He's also like primarily known as the inspiration for the Dr. Gonzo character in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Great. Zach, I'm gonna let you finish, but real quick, I'm gonna watch this Meg trailer one more time. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No, that's okay.
So Zach, serious? Do you just like type documentary in Prime or Netflix and just watch whatever pops up?
There's a hidden channel for PBS on Prime. And it
No, I
has-
know there is. So
yeah.
that's why I'm asking.
There was a sketch on the Joel McHale show a couple weeks ago where
the
you
Joel
can
McHale show.
where it was basically just a channel on Netflix that you could subscribe to that would just give you really pretentious movies that don't exist that you could bring up at parties. Are you subscribed to that?
Yeah.
I wish.
That's what it sounds like.
No, but actually, this one I didn't know it existed until an article.
Of course
popped
you did.
up.
You just typed in documentary.
I wish I had though, because I do like I'm a Hunter S. Thompson fan, like or at least a reader of his. Like I've my opinion of him and his work has differed over the years because you get older and you realize the world can't always work the way it does on mescaline. I guess I don't know. I've never done it, but Hunter did it.
I'm not a fan of his at all.
Doing it.
I thought The Rum Diary was a great film.
That's an unfair example. And also,
Fear
that's
and
a
Loathing
movie.
in Las Vegas is garbage too.
I see. I disagree with that, but I won't talk about all of that because that's a whole other argument in of itself.
Well, at least he went out with a bang.
You'd actually probably think that was pretty funny. But this documentary was interesting because, like, the Dr. Gonzo character that he inhabited was not really, like, all he was about. Like, there was a lot of things he was trying to do for the Hispanic community, and especially in the San Francisco area at the time. His disappearance is interesting because he just kind of went off somewhere down in Mexico, and just no one ever heard from him again. And that's the interesting part of it is that
Welcome
he was
to Juarez.
That's not where it was, but it's I know. But so it's interesting to.
Have you seen it this week?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, it's brilliant.
Sorry, we're talking.
I'll talk about it what we've been watching.
I forgot. I watch it every week, and
Yeah.
I haven't talked about it at all
It's
yet.
brilliant this week.
Sorry, Zach. Keep going. I'm sure.
Yeah,
we're
about
listening.
your documentary about Gonzo Dude. Did he ever find a
Muppet?
chicken to love?
Yes, that's where I was going.
So anyway, it's a 53-minute documentary executive produced by Benicio del Toro, who played Dr. Gonzo in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So it's kind of interesting. I would check it out.
So my Sicario reference was spot on.
He's great
There you
in
go.
Star Wars.
He is. He's great in a lot of movies. Traffic. You ever seen Traffic?
Did you know that he
You don't like
improvised
him in
his
Traffic?
maybe line?
Yes, I did know that.
You didn't like Benicio in Traffic?
It's fine.
Traffic's
He's
not
great.
that good.
But he's great in it.
It's sure.
The rest of the movie's okay, but he's great in it.
It's fine.
I hate when people tell me movies like that are good, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I feel like Traffic is the crash of the 90s.
I like it better than Aaron Brockovich, and that was the
You know,
second
Benicio del
Soderbergh
Toro
movie of the year.
impregnated Rod Stewart's daughter, and now
I was
they have a baby together.
So afraid you were going to say that he impregnated Aaron Brockovich.
No. And the little daughter's cute. Her name's something. She's cute though.
Whose daughter?
Rod Stewart's daughter.
Oh, the one that used to be friends with Paris Hilton or whatever.
Yeah,
that one that was on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I forget her name too, but
Nicole Richie.
Is she like half his age?
No, because
Or
she's like
less.
37.
Oh, okay.
So she's a little older.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Rod Stewart's been around. He's 73.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you know.
So yeah.
Still kicking it though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm supposed to see him this week.
Ryan, don't cry.
Maybe later.
What were you talking about, Zach? Something about Gonzo?
Yeah. Can you go into the next movie, please?
Yeah, I can. I saw the Netflix movie Game Over Man with the Workaholics guys.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I think you're the only one who likes it.
Did you?
I didn't watch it, but everything I've read about it says it's awful.
I think you might have fun with it. There's a fun scene where they're trying to
Adam
distract the
Levine.
bad guys, and the way Adam Devine's character chooses to distract them is have the two guys hide behind the bed while he hides in a closet, and they open up the closet, and he's pretending that he's doing autoerotic asphyxiation. And it turns on the two henchmen, and so the henchmen.
Thank you for
start making
miming
out.
that.
I was just gonna say, I love that you just
Jerked off.
jerking off on a podcast.
But you put your hand underneath the table. For all you listening at home, I'll give you a picture. He said autoerotic asphyxiation, and he put his hand underneath the table and started jerking off. So I don't know if he was really jerking off. He could have been.
And you're at the other side of the table. For all I know, you aren't wearing pants.
Yes, we don't know this.
That's a mystery.
Anyways, Game Over.
That's the mystery that the listeners will just have to keep in their heads forever.
I'll complete the fantasy by choking you out.
Oh, Brad wins. All right. Well, that's the end of the show, guys.
It was harmless enough. Like, I mean, it's nothing special. Like, I do
like stupid comedies.
I mean, yeah. So that's why I think like I don't think you're gonna rewatch it unless maybe you do. Like, it's a gamble, I guess.
Sure.
There's funny moments in it. Like, there's it's on Netflix, so you're not gonna spend any money like wasting any money on it. You know,
$7 a month.
But
10?
think about
What
the
is
other
it? I don't fucking know.
compared to all the other stuff you watch on it. But
They released a whole season of MST3K on Netflix this week. I don't know that I have time for this shit.
Yeah.
Do they give Bill Paxton credit for the?
There's no mention of him in that movie at all.
Ooh, for shame.
That is a mistake.
I know. So, but I mean,
Game over, man.
I I thought it was weird too, but I was just like, whatever. This is a fun little movie. I can dig on it.
Nice.
So yeah, if you need a little romp, check that out.
Cool.
I saw Wind River finally.
Oh yeah.
Taylor Sheridan's directorial debut. That movie's extremely brutal and extremely rough.
Yeah.
It's
great.
And so if you don't know what it is, it's Jeremy Renner plays a tracker in
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
He plays a tracker.
Actually, yeah, because like the movie starts with him like sniping a wolf across a field.
Yeah.
You're like, oh hell yeah.
Plays a tracker who comes across a body in this Indian reservation called Wind River. It's pretty much like a bad neighborhood like kind of situation. Like there's a lot of shit going down in that area because it's next to this might be a spoiler.
It's because it's an Indian reservation in America, and we don't take care of those no good.
That's true.
That's why it's a bad neighborhood.
So maybe it's best not for me to get specific, but it's about trying to find out who murdered that woman.
Yeah.
Or why that woman died.
Yeah.
And
oops, how'd this body get here?
Yeah, kind of. But it's really good. It's shot beautifully. I wasn't into the handheld at the first couple of minutes of it, but then I kind of got into the world of it, and I was able to accept it. Elizabeth Olsen is amazing.
Scarlet Witch?
Yes.
You were sitting there waiting just for that.
It was. It took him long enough. Fuck.
Yeah, it's Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch solve mysteries together. It's awesome. But she's great in it. Like there's a lot of scenes where she has to do stuff that's way beyond her character's maturity level.
Yeah.
That I think is expertly handled.
Yeah,
she is a talented Olsen for sure.
Yeah,
oh yeah. It's funny. Like it's a overwrought sort of character arc of like, oh man, like this isn't even my job, or like this isn't what I was trained for. But like they pull it off in that movie really well.
It's more of like just like I wasn't supposed to be the one on this case.
Yeah,
I'm the nearest person here.
They sent me because no one else gives a shit.
Yeah,
and I'm supposed to just call them and go like, hey, this one's bad. Someone else show up.
Which is yet another layer to it. And the guy who plays Taylor Lautner's dad in the Twilight series is in it and plays the father of the murdered girl, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
Like he is just blowing it out of the fucking water, man. He's great.
Yeah.
I would say like in terms of the brutality between that and Hell or High Water for Taylor Sheridan scripts, like I think Wind River's like I'm glad he got to direct it because then he was able to show how he can capture brutality on his own level. Because the climax of this film, I thought was way more intense and way more disturbing than Hell or High Water.
I agree.
Which in itself was its own deal.
Yeah.
I saw The Death of Stalin yesterday, and Brad had talked about it on the episode that none of you guys decided to show up for. Just kidding.
What?
It's from the creator.
It's called out, son.
Yeah, it's from the creator of Veep and the spin-off series or the spin-off movie In the Loop, and it's about basically what happens after Joseph Stalin dies, and how the inner circle of Stalin deals with that death.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
It's what I found amazing about the film is that it's manages to balance a moody atmosphere with slapstick comedy. Like there's scenes where they're showing like the hit list that Stalin would write up and whatnot about his within the country, like intertwined with Steve Buscemi and the guy who's playing Bayer doing like stomach bumps in slow motion. Like this shit's bananas, and I love it. Jeffrey Tambor's in the film. He plays Malikov, and he plays Malikov as this whimpering, idiotic jackass. Steve Buscemi plays Khrushchev as a gangster. Bayer's played by this guy named Simon Russell Beals, who's like apparently one of the greatest stage actors in London, apparently from some certain critics.
Or in America.
Yeah. So, but he's great in it. And Michael Palin plays Molotov, and he kind of brings a little Monty Python charm to that character.
Molotov cocktease?
No.
From Venture Brothers?
Molotov, the man who was at the peace talks in San Francisco for I'm an American Week in 1945, sir. Do your history. I think it's yes, it's relevant, but outside of that, like, it's just a really funny, solid satire, and
Cool.
it's done like very sophisticated and like very like it's very elegant. Like, it reminds me of a Lubitsch film, like in the way that like it's handled. It doesn't overlook its dark side, and it allows you to live in that world while still seeing the absurdity of it. And it ends in in a both hilarious and yet somber, sad reality. And it's amazing. I recommend you check it out. The guy who directed it, who's the creator of Veep, he's amazing.
Veep's a great show.
Yeah, Veep's a great show. I haven't seen the show it's based on, which is In the Thick of It, which is the BBC show that he did, which spun off into a film called In the Loop with James Gandolfini. So, but that'd be interesting to check out. And then watched a little bit of The Office again, and that show's fun. Doing the first season. First season's rough, but it's only 6 episodes, so just plow on through that and get to the good stuff.
Yep.
So that's all I watched this week.
Brad, I like your shirt. I just realize what T-shirt you're wearing.
Oh, thanks.
It's awesome. It's Genesis for those who can't see.
Yeah.
Our live stream's blacking out right now.
Thing from Star Trek? What?
No.
The band?
The band.
Oh.
Mike Rutherford, Tony Banks, Phil Collins.
I only watched a few things this week. I watched the Penis show with Penis McHale.
Oh, man.
It's really funny. So it's the Joe McHale show, and it's basically his talk soup, but it's on Netflix, so it's way more funny, and he can be way more over the top.
Yeah.
And in this week's episode, Bill Nye the Science Guy shows up.
Oh.
And has a time machine, and so before he leaves, he's like. Yeah, and so before he leaves, Bill Nye says like this arbitrary date, and Joe McHale goes, "Wait a minute, that's the day I was born." And then the next thing that pops up says the Penis McHale show with Penis McHale, because now Bill Nye's like the world's biggest practical joker, so he changed his name from Joel to Penis, and it goes throughout the whole episode. And then at the end, when the credits are rolling, it says Penis McHale in the credits. It's really
that's
funny.
really good.
So you should check it out, the Penis McHale show
great.
on Netflix.
This is the first week I haven't watched it on a Sunday night. I don't know why.
It's pretty great. The only other things I watched is I watched a couple DC animated stuff. I watched Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. Or I like to call it just Batman Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
It came out on Warner Archive, and the transfer is awesome. I really like it because it's a Batgirl story, too. And what's really cool about the Warner Archive disc is on the back it has a menu of the order to watch the Mr. Freeze episodes and where this takes place. And they included all those Mr. Freeze episodes.
Daddy.
Yes.
Let's see if
Okay. So
I just want to interrupt you, Dad.
So it's really cool. So on the back it has Heart of Ice, and then the other one, then when this one takes place, and then it has the following one, and then a Batman Beyond episode. And that's all the special features on it, and it has like a 50-second thing, how to draw Batman. But it's really cool. I mean, so what I did, I actually watched the episodes, and then I watched them in order how it told you to. And it's really great. Mr. Freeze goes from being kind of a goofy villain. I mean, if you've seen the original Batman TV series or any of the Batman early comics, he's goofy. I think his original name was Mr. Zero. And he's goofy, but he goes from that to being really tragic. And
yeah, Paul Dini really reworked that one.
Oh, yeah. And in this movie, he's still trying to figure out how to save his wife, and he thinks he figures it out.
Do it down. Do it up.
And when it happens, I don't want to spoil the end. The ending's brilliant. But yeah, you should see it. You have to get past the goofy like polar bears in it, but the rest of the movie is really great. I also watched one that totally shocked me. I remember, I don't know where I saw it, but it's the 10 best DCU animated films, and Batman vs. Robin was on it. And I went to Best Buy, and it was like $9, $7. I don't know. So I put it in, and it's one of the best animated movies.
Wow.
Because one, I'm not a big fan of Damian Wayne because he's a little bitch. But
wow.
But I agree.
How do you really feel?
But in this, it takes the. Did you ever read the Court of the Owls?
Most of it.
So it takes the Court of the Owls and weaves Damian Wayne into it. So with Talon trying to turn Robin against Batman is really cool, because the story of Damian Wayne is him and Batman and Talia al Ghul had a baby that Batman didn't know about. Then Damian Wayne just shows up.
Well, she drops him off. She's like, "Here, this is your problem now."
Yeah, basically. And
or I don't want him to grow up as like an assassin thug.
Something like that. I can't remember. So it's really well done. The action scenes are super brutal, and it's super well. I mean, in it, I think Talon kills like hundreds of people. It's still PG-13, but it's still pretty hardcore. And
Is it the Madhouse like animation style, or is it more like the animated series?
It's more of like the Madhouse. So it's not animated series, but the Batman's a different design. Who plays Batman? Jason Mara? I don't know. He's pretty good. And no, the movie's really good. I was shocked. And then I'm watching, like, man, how are people going to know like who Damian Wayne is? Because he just shows up and he's already Robin. And I guess it's like the middle part of a trilogy they did. I guess Son of Batman's first, and then Batman vs. Robin, and then Demon. I don't even know. I don't even know what the next one is. Because I was watching, like, man, I'm glad I know my Batman history because this is really complicated.
Is it the Bad Blood one?
Maybe Bad Blood.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Whenever Robin grows up, because it ends with him going to the same monastery that Bruce Wayne went to.
I haven't seen any of those, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, you should see Son of Batman. It's really good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he does it, and I mean, Batman versus Robin. It's a horrible title. The cover art's garbage. They should have just called it Court of the Owls.
Yeah,
but,
Damian Wayne's in it.
Yeah, but he's actually in this context he makes sense. So I really liked it, and the special featurette that's like 40 minutes is really cool. It deals with secret societies and how it fits well into Batman and Gotham City. So it's pretty well done. And that's what I watched this week.
Sweet,
cool.
This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we went and saw A Quiet Place. Zach, should people see A Quiet Place?
Yeah, I was blown away by how amazing this was. I was already excited for it, and it met all my expectations and even exceeded them.
Nice. Brad?
No, this movie's dog shit, and I'm really disappointed that you like it because I saw your Letterboxd review. No, I'm just kidding. This movie is pretty amazing. You know, it's funny that you do like it because you always rag on movies that like rely heavily on sound effects, like jump scares.
Mm-hmm. It's
and
true.
This is like the ultimate jump scare movie.
I had that same thought during the movie where I was like, this is that thing Ryan doesn't like.
Yeah, but I think what they do with like character development and like using that trope to its full effect, it's one of the few movies where I'm like sitting there actually like it wasn't scary, but it was just like tense and unnerving. But I think the only knock on it is like I don't know if I would watch it a lot after this. So, because once it's over, you kind of get it. But the ride, the experience itself is just incredible.
Well,
so.
if you're like me, you're so like I tend to when I rewatch things like Thor Ragnarok or whatever, I'll do other stuff while I'm watching it. This is not a movie you can do other stuff because you have to read most of the time.
Read and watch,
yeah. I really like this movie. I would even say I love this movie. I wish it was called Cloverfield Farms. Other than that, I love this movie so much. I'm trying to figure out how to convince my mom to go see it, even though it's just scary enough that she's going to be like, ugh. But like the character story at the heart of this is so good that like I compared it to The Village, which Ryan will hate that. Oh shit! But I think there's this is definitely scarier than that. But I think it's a wonderful film that even if you don't like a horror movie, you should go check this out because I agree it's more tense than anything else.
How much did you pee yourself?
Not much. I mean, there's one moment where I had to look away because I was like, I know this is coming in. I don't want to see this. But no, for the most part, I was fine. Yeah. Ryan?
No, this movie is amazing. To answer Brad's question, why I don't like jump scares, because I think they're cheap. In a movie where I think the sound is actually a character, I think it actually benefits the film. I'll talk about it when we get to spoilers, but both myself and my wife cried in this movie at totally different parts.
Oh.
And it's an amazing film where I think I was reading 3 minutes of dialogue.
Yeah.
And it uses, and the monsters are awesome in it.
You almost forget, about halfway through, that they're not talking.
Yeah.
That you're reading everything. Like, you get so used to it that it's just fine.
Yeah, it's very well done. Here's the trailer for A Quiet Place.
Military fighting a massive invasion. Total devastation.
I did have a dude in my theater. Like, so, one, my wife really wanted to see this with me, and I'm always shocked because she's not a big movie person like me. So when she says, "Oh, I want to go see that movie," I always have to like re-plan my whole day.
Ryan, it's just because every now and then she just wants to spend time with
Did you talk to my wife? God, that's exactly what she said to me.
No, I'm just smart. Shit.
But no, she really wanted to see this film, and I mean, she likes horror movies.
You know how many marriage books I've read in the last 12 months? That's why I know the answer.
I don't read any. I just go wing it.
You just watch Dick Van Dyke and go, "Yeah, I wish."
Yep, pretty much every day.
Because you go to church, do you have to go to like meet with your pastor like every couple weeks and
We
like
are doing
do
that, yeah.
Oh man,
yeah. He's one of the people who gave me the book. Yeah. A couple of the books have just been about sex. Those are great. Don't listen to those while on a plane, though.
So all you have to do is take your pee and stick it in her V. There's your sex. But back to Quiet Place.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Are the books more like pamphlets?
No,
it's just a diagram.
Yeah.
You, her, bam.
It says man, woman only.
Oh.
Hey, I didn't write it.
This movie's well done. It is intense. When I was there, though, so this movie doesn't have very much talking in it, so it is a quiet movie. And literally, the Alamo's pre-show is like, quit, don't talk in this movie. And so I'm sitting there, and the movie's about to start, and then some motherfucker comes in. So I'm like in the third row. He comes in, sits down with his girlfriend, and they're talking to us, and I'm like, oh, whatever, it'll end. But he would be like one of those guys. So I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but when you whisper in a movie, it's more annoying to me.
Oh, yeah.
So if you just say, "Hey, there's a monster on screen," not.
Well, because if you whisper, you clearly think you're getting away with it. Like,
Yeah.
at least if you're loud, you know you're an asshole.
Because there's that really sweet part when Emily Blunt is teaching her kid how to do math.
Yeah.
And I forget the exact dialogue, but she says something like, "That would be amazing," and or something like that. And he literally repeats what she said to his girlfriend who is sitting with him. What just happened on screen?
Yeah.
Maybe his girlfriend's blind.
It's funny.
No, because she got up and like had to pay for her own meal, and I saw her.
Oh, so he's just a dick.
He's just a dick.
There is something about that because I can't remember. I can't remember what it is she says, but that one stood out to me because I'm like, oh, that's not actually what she said. Like she doesn't. It's something like she says amazing, but she
I think he just said you're amazing because he solved the problem.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
it's a really sweet moment because she's such a great actress that like she. Even though she really isn't saying much there, you believe her. And I was reading today that little girl who had the hearing impairment is really deaf.
She's actually deaf. Oh yeah, no, it's a huge deal.
So yeah, it's awesome.
And she's amazing.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
That scene she has with her dad, where she doesn't want the hearing aid.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's this movie about?
It's about these monsters that can hear really well.
Giant bat creatures come out of the earth, and
It's like 4 years in the future.
yeah, and it starts, and they murder a child in the first 10 minutes. So that's great.
Awesome.
And then we skip forward a year.
And it's shot really cool. That scene, I mean, it's a little bit in the trailer, but when you see him turn on that thing and you see John Krasinski running and you see the monster running next to him, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit just got real. Kind of Jawsy.
You know, despite the monsters, probably the most tense part of the movie for me was when she steps on the nail.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the part that I couldn't
and
look
breaks
at.
the glass.
So,
Those are shots that I don't like in movies where I'm like, I saw it, I know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes.
That one frustrated
it's gonna
me.
Hurt me.
That one frustrated me because it's like, okay, they introduce the gun, the nail, they introduce it, and then Chekhov's gun goes off, and then just stays there for a while. So every time someone went in the basement, I'm like, are we going to have someone step on the nail again? Like, because they would show it again, but then it didn't happen. And I'm like, I just needed a 2-second shot where somebody hits that nail with a hammer so that it's gone. Like, I needed that to be gone.
Or pry it out because you can't. If you hit it, it'll be too loud.
She really didn't have time.
No, I understand.
It was-
I understand the logic. It's just like now it was still there.
Yeah.
When
So
you're,
then it was
when you're
just
dealing with
frustrating.
giant ear monsters, taking out a nail is not imperative.
It was interesting at that point was, I mean, when she goes into labor is really intense. In the
Oh, yeah,
movie.
that whole sequence is great.
My wife is so cute. So she was sitting, she always sits on my right. So she's sitting on my right and she grabbed my arm and like started squeezing and I could feel her like breathing really quickly because, you know, Emily Blunt is stepping on the nail and she's trying not to make a noise because she's going into labor. And it's like, I still think the scene's intense, But for a woman who's had a child, it's probably way more visceral. Where
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god,
right?
What if that was me? And it was really cool to feel that reaction from my wife in a film because it's intense.
Yeah, that sequence is great. Especially like the movie does a really great job of setting up some things and then but not like you learn what it's for when the time comes. So like you see the lights early and then when the lights change then you're like, "Oh, that was all set up for a message for these reasons," because they're all not able to communicate. Yeah, it's cool. Or like you see the baby coffin, and you kind of know early
that
on
creeped me out for
where
a
the
second.
creature slides into the water, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah, where it aliens itself.
Yep.
I'm amazed how every time I thought, "Oh, how are they going to explain this part?" And then all of a sudden, it's explained and really well.
Yeah,
like everything's planted so meticulously and so carefully that it all like works to its benefit. Like it's beautiful. And like I'm amazed how grounded it is. Like for a movie, like what was the budget on this film?
17.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. If you lower the budget, you can maybe take a little more risk on that.
It's
interesting because it's so emotionally raw.
Yeah,
like for a horror film, especially.
Well, that's why it works, and it's So I tease a little bit. I'll tell you the two parts where me and my wife cried.
Please.
So to mention the little boy who was killed at the beginning.
Yeah.
There's a scene where before Emily Blunt goes into labor, she goes upstairs into the room and starts crying.
Yeah.
Because you find out later that she believes it's her fault.
Right.
And the little girl believes it's her fault.
Yeah.
It's no one's fault.
It all, like, the whole point here of, hey, this is a movie where nobody's able to talk. When this movie shows up on my top 10 list at the end of the year,
right.
It will be solely because this movie leverages its idea to say something very profound about the importance of communication and the way that we all carry guilt and don't talk about it and all of that. I mean, it is sewn into this film and then excused away because of the monster in a beautiful way.
Yeah, and so she's sitting in the room and just crying and looking at the little things from the little boy, the rocket, and my wife, I can see her. She's like, and her eyes are all red. So for me, there's a huge setup for where. So John Krasinski and his son are sitting at like the river's edge, and he's telling his son, he's like, "You don't have to be afraid here. You can talk to me."
Yeah.
And the most important thing for him, the son, to tell the dad is, "Do you not love her anymore?
Right.
Do you not love your own daughter?" And he's like, "No, that's not true." And then about 20 minutes later, they're being attacked by a monster, and the dad realizes the only way to save his kids is to sacrifice himself.
That was the most badass moment I've seen this year.
I started welling up, and then he says, "I love you. I've always loved you."
And then he just lets out a
I'm like,
primal.
"Oh my God."
Yeah.
That got me.
It is a gut wrenching like
just the full blown like
cathartic scream.
Just everything being let loose.
Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, every one of these actors is so great in the movie. The little boy who's afraid.
Yeah.
And then the girl who is like the hero of the movie. She doesn't think about it. She goes in and saves her brother when he's sinking into the corn. And
oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, it's
by the way, corn is scary now.
This movie made corn scary. Oh shit!
And it works on so many levels because she's so mad at her dad, but she realizes what he's going to do by sacrificing himself. And the scene plays out. It's scary, and it's also super heartfelt, and he was able to communicate that to her. And the scene leading up afterwards, when the truck's rolling down the street and Emily Blunt comes out, they don't even say anything, and she knows that he's dead.
Yeah. Well, she's got the video camera. She watches it happen.
But you know what I mean? Like, the emotion that they have, and then I mean, my favorite shot is at the end when Emily Blunt's
the shotgun.
Like,
I know. About halfway
That
through
was
the movie,
hilarious,
I had
actually.
this moment where I realized, like, oh, like this is one of those small movies where this isn't World War Z. This isn't going to end well. Like if they're lucky, they have a baby and they get to keep living. Like the only good ending is that. And then of course they gave me an ending that is, as every ending should be, unpredictable but inevitable. But yeah, that whole sequence was great.
I just love that it's like this really super like scary family drama. and then it goes into like B movie.
Oh,
now
yeah.
Emily Blunt's this badass, and her daughter's able to like use
We're gonna
her
1-2 punch the.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be Mars Attacks, where like she was gonna play the sound and their heads were gonna explode, but the shotgun was better.
Yeah.
Because that was very satisfying.
Because I mean, it's even like a great shot too, setting it up where they kill that one and they look on their videos and those other two are running towards them, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck this, we're taking him out." Love it,
Yeah.
love it.
So good.
That's how I write stuff.
Yeah.
Kill them all.
I'm amazed that this film made like the getting over the death of a child like subject matter, which I haven't really seen in a movie since that Rabbit Hole movie with Nicole Kidman. Take it and make it like accessible to a wide audience, via this clever premise and this clever idea, because like it's. Right now, it's some of the best acting that I can think of that I've seen this year in a movie like of this nature.
And my audience was invested. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
besides the whispering dude, whatever. But
Yeah, but
you know,
he's not invested in anything. So.
No, but everyone else, you could hear the gasps, and when she shot that monster, someone's like, "Yeah!" Like, and I don't think they meant it to be funny. I think it was just like exhaling, and like I can finally relax. They figured it out.
Oh yeah.
And Krasinski, I'm amazed. Like how he's directed before. I think
2 things,
but I've never seen him. So like the masterful thing he does here above, maybe not above all else, but among it is like I think it's very easy today.
He directed an episode of The Office, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but it's very hard, I think, today, especially to not get the audience to just keep their eyes on the screen, because there's always that temptation to look down at your phone or look down at anything else around you if you get bored. And not only does this keep your attention and keep your eyeballs on the screen, but quite honestly, even if you're not interested, this movie requires you to watch it the whole way. Watch every frame. Be invested in everything because of the fact that it's silent. It's not like sugar feeding you dialogue or anything like that. You have to pay attention to it because it's in 2 different languages, English and American Sign Language. So therefore, the acting itself reminds me a lot of silent cinema. Not even just it's not necessarily when they're doing the signs, but just I have to watch Emily Blunt to understand her pain, like via her facial expressions, and not necessarily what she might be telling me later on in a dialogue scene. Like I'm having to carry that emotional weight just by reading her face and reading her expressions, and I think that that's kind of a beautiful gift to give to the world that is usually kind of spoon-fed on a major release, you know.
So he also directed a movie called The Hollers, which I'm only pointing out because on the cover he's making out with Anna Kendrick. So I'll probably see this.
Holla.
It actually looks really good.
He directed 3 episodes of The Office.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good for him.
This thing is great.
And then brief interviews with hideous men.
Yeah.
I like Krasinski.
The monster was pretty cool. I liked that it had giant long bat arm legs.
I thought it was really cool. I loved how you could see.
It's basically a giant ear.
Yeah.
And use its senses, and
it's
pretty sweet.
It was one of those few CGI monsters that I like that just like I fully bought it. Like I was not like off put by anything like about the way it looked, the way it moved, the way it interacted with the actors at all.
It is part of why I was like, it kind of looks like a Cloverfield monster.
Right.
Like I was watching, I was like, this should have been Cloverfield Paradox instead of Cloverfield Paradox. Holy shit!
Decapitated that old dude.
Oh yeah.
That's so
but then
fucking brutal.
But then in this alternate
PG-13,
universe,
right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is it really just PG-13?
Yeah.
Wow, it feels
Smashes that raccoon too.
Oh, the rats or whatever those were. Yeah.
Raccoons.
I think it was
Were they raccoons? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Rocket, no.
that was.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't want to think about Riff Tracks trying to do this movie. That's too perfect.
Next week on Real Nerds Podcast, we're seeing I Killed Giants.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm really doing it because Zach won't be able to make it, so break his streak, and I'll still have the record.
Oh wow.
Oh,
that's cold.
Cold-blooded.
What makes you think I won't show up anyway?
It's sold out.
Yes. Oh, not to the movie, to the show.
Yeah, you could be on the show and not watch the movie.
Well, no, because me and Brad will be the only ones on because James, you're gone, right?
I'm something. Yes, I don't remember.
Actually, that might be to my advantage because I have to go pick up stuff from the Alamo at the film club.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But I also think we're going to see Rampage.
I think no. So the trip that was originally planned for next week is now for the week following.
You're doing like a festival, right? Are you gonna be on the show?
Well, I'll be here, but I've got a concert Friday night, so I can't see I Kill Giants.
But
I
Rampage
could
is a
probably
real
be
movie.
here for the. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
is Rampage next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I'll go see Rampage.
Is that what we're doing, Brad? Or are we doing I Kill Giants?
You should. I mean,
I
you
thought
should
it was
do
gonna be
both.
Rampage, but if we're all seeing, I guess we're not all seeing.
Everybody-
I Kill
So it'll be
Giants.
Rampage.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Me
Well,
and
just
me and Brad will see I Kill Giants, and I
Do-
got to email the Alamo and see if maybe I can talk to Mr. Joe Kelly.
To be completely honest, you should do them both, and I will probably leave for the I Kill Giants part because this is probably a movie I don't want to have spoiled for me.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys should just review them
Yeah.
both.
Cool. Till next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, shut up.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.